Many stories, one history. That is the theme of this year's Black History Month here in Montreal. Of course, it is being marked across Canada, in the States, but we wanted to find out a little bit more about specifically what's happening here in the city. Now, every year, the Roundtable on Black History Month happens. It's, I think, been 33 years now here in Montreal. There's events, there's talks, even a blood drive. Fimo Mitchell is their English spokesperson for this year's edition, and he joins us now. Thank you so much for your time today, Fimo.
Thank you for having me.
I would like to know a little bit about you. I know it's quite an honor. You're a laureate chosen this year and an English spokesperson. Who are you, Fimo?
Well, I'm a son, I'm an uncle, I'm a brother, a cousin, a friend. What I do is I'm a meditation teacher, and I'm a writer and a podcast host. I started a nonprofit that's called When the Village Meditates, and we create meditation spaces, yoga spaces. We do wellness retreats that centers racialized and marginalized people. And what we really emphasize is how do we get to a place where we're healing and thriving, and we look at community as a mental health solution. So we're really into building community.
I love that. I feel like I've heard about you, but I'm happy to learn a little bit more about you specifically, Fimo. And I'd like, before we delve into a bit more about the Roundtable and some of the events and things that are going to be happening, I'd kind of like to know what it means to you to be chosen to fulfill this role.
Well, it means a lot. I mean, to be, I get the calendar every year. And so, there's people in the calendar that I know, that are laureates that I know. And so this year, to be chosen as a laureate and to be the spokesperson means a lot just because of the role I play in the community. Meditation and yoga and this sort of stuff has long been something that hasn't really been embraced in our community. And I find now that's changed, even in the last 4 years that I've been that I started the organization and been doing this work. I've seen the change. And so I'm excited about that, the fact that someone like myself was chosen. I don't have it's not a sports program that I run. It's not, the stereotypical things that we tend to do. This is something a little different, and they chose me. So it means something.
Can I'm kind of curious about that when you said the community hasn't embraced it. Why do you think they haven't embraced it? Because there hasn't been someone sort of leading the way to these things?
Stigma. Yeah,
I think that has something to do with it. I mean, a lot of times when you go to wellness spaces, yoga spaces, they're very white, and oftentimes the teachers, we're they do the whole we're colorblind thing. We don't see color, but the reality is we all see color. And by not acknowledging it, at times it creates disconnection. It creates a sense of like, well, you don't fully see me, and we all have a need to be seen and heard. And I think that's the difference when Black people, other people of color come into When the Village Meditates events, yoga practices, a meditation circle. They've said it themselves. We feel fully seen here, and I think that's the difference. Even myself, I didn't try yoga, no joke, until I went to India for the first time, for the second time. And I didn't try it because I always thought yoga was something that white women who wear Lululemon do. I thought it was limited to that.
Yeah.
And I had no clue that yoga was for everybody. And
that's interesting.
And so I know I had that mindset, and clearly I wasn't, and I'm not the only one. And so When the Village Meditates is doing a lot to sort of change that.
How cool is that you're part of that change? I always think about my dear friend Myrna Lashley once said to me about how it's one thing for white people to say, I don't see color, but that Black person, that little Black girl knows that she's the Black girl in the room, right? And
so, we know.
Right? Yeah. And I think just opening your opening, I don't know, to take that in is everything. I love that you're a part of this change, Fimo. That's very exciting.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about some of the events that the Roundtable is putting together this year, and about that theme, many stories, one history. I know that the community can often be quite disjointed, so I like that idea of bringing it together like that.
Yeah, I think it's important to celebrate that. The fact that there are many stories, and there's many different cultures within the Black community. There's many different languages, obviously, And I think it doesn't have to be this thing that divides us. It can be a thing that unites us. We can celebrate the diversity within the community. I do believe we can do that, but we have to talk. We have to listen. We have to really take the time to set aside whatever preconceived notions we may have of each other within the community, and make it a point. Be intentional about the fact that, hey, we do want to come together, and not just during the month of February, not only during February. So I like the idea, the theme of the year. To me, it shows that the Roundtable is focused on celebrating the fact that we're not a monolith, that we don't all speak the same, look the same, sound the same, believe the same things. And I think that's a beautiful thing. Like all people, we're all different. But at the end of the day, we are a community, and there's a lot to celebrate, and there's a lot more work to be done. And I guess I'm excited about that. And so you asked about some of the events. You mentioned the blood drive. I think is very important on February 10th, because as you probably know, when it comes to sickle cell, that disproportionately affects Black people more than other races. And so the blood drive will be on February 10th, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. at CETA in Little Burgundy. What I'm really looking forward to is Hubert Davis's documentary, the screening of it. I believe it's a partnership with the Montreal Canadiens, and that's going to be on February 20th at 6 p.m. But tonight is the gala, actually, the I guess opening gala, the launch of Black History Month is tonight at 6 p.m. at the Honey Rose Hotel. I don't believe there's any more tickets available, but I just wanted to say it anyways because it should be a good event.
Yeah, and I know the Diggers is also happening at the Siegel Center. There is so much happening. Bottom line, people should go check out the website. It's moihistoiredesnoirs.com, and you can go into English once you're on that page. Really nice to meet you, Fimo. I hope we speak again.
Sounds good. I would love to. Have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, you too, and have a great month. We'll check in as the month goes on, and as you said, it's a conversation that shouldn't just be limited to the month of February. That is Fimo Mitchell, Anglo spokesperson for the Roundtable on Black History Month.
We didn't ask where the Fimo comes from, where the name is from, did we?
No, again,
I'm curious to know.
Well, it's an excuse to have him back.
Okay. He's got a great voice.
Yeah, and I like the message.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of barriers still to come down. It's interesting. You would never think, right? When I asked, well, why yoga? Why these sorts of things that the community has never embraced? It's been there for a million years.
Yeah, but I knew that.
Isn't that weird?
I knew that right away because it's considered to be
a white,
but not a white chick thing.
It's so weird.
But how awesome that he's breaking down those barriers.